We're live, my friends. We are live. So let's get sharp. Got this book, the Stoicism Book of Quotes. Okay. Speak the truth as you see it, but with kindness, with humility. Marcus Aurelius. It's a good one. I like that. Speak the truth as you see it, but with kindness, with humility. I like that. All right. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Marcus Aurelius. Okay. Okay. Have I done something for the common good? Then I share in the benefits. Have I done something for the common good? Question mark. Then I share in the benefits. Marcus Aurelius. In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wander. That one's an interesting one. In your thoughts, don't wander. I say that's interesting because I know it can be like you might think it's normal to wander because I still sometimes wander. I'll admit. In your soul, don't be passive or aggressive. In your life, don't be all about business. Marcus Aurelius. We're going to go back to a lot of these and dissect them, perhaps. Ooh, Aristo of Chio. Virtue. Maybe I should show it like this. Virtue is the health of soul. Okay, that's interesting. Quality is not an act; it is a habit. Wow, that's fair. I'll take it. There we go. Okay. This one's interesting by Marcus Aurelius. Kindness is unconquerable, so long as it is without flattery or hypocrisy. For what can the most insolent man do to you if you contrive to be kind to him? And if you have the chance, gently advise and calmly show him what is right, and point this out tactfully and from a universal perspective. Marcus Aurelius. Okay. Mindset. This one's Plato, the Republic. Nothing beautiful without struggle. Very interesting. Very interesting. Recognize that if something is humanly possible, you can do it too. Okay? If Marcus Aurelius says it, then we'll tune in. We'll tune in. Recognize that if something is humanly possible, you can do it too. All right, this one's by Epictetus. You can get this book too, by the way. Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. This is the path to peace, Epictetus. Oh, wait a second. The Stoicism Book of Quotes, over 200 inspirational quotations from the greatest Stoic philosophers, Nick Banas, USMC, and Courtney. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, Marcus Aurelius. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. Misfortune nobly borne is good fortune. Marcus Aurelius. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. Seneca. The willing are led by fate, the reluctant dragged. Cleanthes. All that exists is the seed of what will emerge from it. Marcus Aurelius. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. your estimate of it. Morality. All the gold which is under or upon the earth is not enough to give in exchange for virtue. That's by Plato. That's great. Thanks, bro. All the gold which is under or upon the earth is not enough to give in exchange for virtue. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? This is very interesting. Julius Caesar. Cowards die many times before their death. Marcus Aurelius. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. These are real quotes. There's one by Socrates. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. There's Seneca. There's no easy way from the earth to the stars. That's sort of cool because I'm sure you've thought of certain dreams and realized, whoa, this plan's too much, or it requires a lot of goals or a lot of training. And it's like, how do I understand this? Well, there's no easy way from the earth to the stars. Epicurus, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. Seneca. To move the world, we must first move ourselves. Socrates. Only the dead have seen the end of war. Plato. Ptolemy, Ptolemy. Mortal as I am, I know that I am born for a day, but when I follow at my pleasure the serried multitude of the stars in their circular course, my feet no longer touch the earth. See, those ones I'm like, bro. But maybe someone really resonates and gets that, but part of it goes like, okay. Mortal as I am, I know that I am born for a day. But when I follow at my pleasure the serried multitude of the stars in their circular course, my feet no longer touch the earth. Okay. All right. We get it. You're pretty deep. I'm just kidding. Since every man dies, it is better to die with distinction than to live long. Since every man dies, it is better to die with distinction than to live long. Mausonius Rufus. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Seneca. Let us prepare our minds as if we come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Well begun is half done. Aristotle. Ooh, Plato. Courage is knowing what not to fear. Seneca. This one's fairly, I'd say, a bit strict. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. Marcus Aurelius. We'll end with this one. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. Oh, wait, let's do this in one more Marcus Aurelius one. Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it. Cool. All right. We are going to dive into some baselines. But first, I'd say my all-time favorite book. Let's Think and Grow Rich, all right? Shall we? Now, before we dive in, just, get warmed up. Like we're about to do some boxing, or like we're about to do some wrestling, or we're about to lift some heavy weights. You may do a certain exercise while lifting weights and say, hey, I don't need this one. Or, hey, I need to take the weight a little bit, take a few plates off this one. Or you might say, hey, I prefer to go southpaw instead of, orthodox in boxing or wrestling. I don't want to touch the mat all the time. I want to be a little standing. Okay, do what you need to do. Similarly, when we read Think and Grow Rich, I want you to just say, hey, I want to become the sharpest, the most sound I can be. So I'm going to make some adjustments. By all means. All right, let's dive in. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Your big opportunity may be right where you are now. Okay. One of the main weaknesses of mankind is the average man's familiarity with the word impossible. This book was written for those who seek the rules which have made others successful and are willing to stake everything on those rules. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Failure comes to those who indifferently allow themselves to become failure conscious. Now, I admit this has happened to me at times where failure came to me because I indifferently allowed myself to become failure conscious. It's okay. But just remember, you know, success comes to those who become success conscious. So why are we reading books like these? Why are we locking into quotes? Why are we working together? Because we're becoming success conscious. All right. If we indifferently allow ourselves to become failure conscious, it's not a fun day. It's not a fun day. All right. This is one of my favorite chapters is faith. So I'm just going to run through it. I've written a bunch of notes in there. How's our lighting? Are we okay? Are we okay? I'm just going to keep tuning in, show you how. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. This is very enjoyable because a lot of times I'm just reading by myself or, getting my mind sharp by myself. But can, invite you along, that's cool. All right. How we looking? How we sharp? You staying sharp? You feeling sharp? If you feeling sharp, then we're headed in the right direction. Okay. All right. I'm gonna start. Oh, this is another thing I like to do with books that I read. I like to spray fragrances on my favorite pages, but also you can go to stores and like Macy's and find some cool fragrances. Who knows, maybe in the future, but if there was a way to send fragrance through the screen, that'd be awesome. But it helps me remember, at least associate my olfactory system with the wisdom in this book. Okay. So let's go to the chapter on faith. I gotta remember to look at the green, you know what I'm saying? So let's tune in. Chapter 2 is about desire, the starting point of all achievement. But we're gonna go to chapter 3, faith. Visualization of and belief in attainment of desire. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into a spiritual equivalent, and transmits it into infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. Repetition of affirmation of orders to your subconscious mind is the only known method of voluntary development of the motion of faith. Emotions, or the feeling portion of thoughts, are the factors which give vitality, life, and action. Emotions of faith, love, and sex, when mixed with any thought impulse, give a greater action than any of these emotions can do singly. So, all right. Here's one realization, and that is, if you have, a dream or an idea, and you have this like, wait, this could work. I've seen this so many times in my own life, but in others also. It's like someone has an idea, and then someone else says like, oh, that's already invented. No, that wouldn't work. Or you have an idea, and Like you want to let it out. Protect it. Take care of it. Just know you may have to like water it. It may have to grow, but it may take years. But that's how things grow. You have to plant the seed. You have to let the sun shine on it. It has to be in good soil. And so that idea has just raw sustenance, has nutrition, has um, has the ability to take care of life, move life forward. So yeah, I'll give an example in my life. I had an idea of like, man, I think the idea of cereal is awesome. What if there's a cereal bar where you have all these different types of cereals and different milks, and you could put protein, and people came and then instantly, I think I shared this with someone at college, and they're like, oh, they have that in New York somewhere, and that right there is like, oh, then it's not needed, it's not purposeful. That is very dangerous territory because it's um, you know, it's like death to a spirit. And I just want you to know that that spirit of faith, of like, it may be for someone that you love, or it may be linked to a loving memory, or just you have this creative drive. Protect it, okay? Store it, write it down, protect it, put it in the vault, grow it, water it. I'd rather have you do that. Grow it, water it, protect it, and grow your garden of creative ideas, because you don't always have to be the originator of it. Like, you don't have to be the originator of apples or oranges if you're growing a garden, or in California, poppy flowers, or corn. That was someone else's idea. It's not even tuned, but we're going to be learning different bass lines together, and we're going to groove together. We're going to groove together. We're going to groove. Now, someone might be saying, hey, I thought we were reading Think and Grow Rich. I really love it. Okay. I already do this on my phone. Like, I record myself talking if I feel like I'm on track. What's great about this stream is like, hey, let's do it together. Okay. So, I didn't go over the part of faith that I really enjoy. Real quick, the last part of the faith chapter is this. I'll start here. Faith removes limitation. So if you feel this limitation to an idea of yours, remember, the idea may need to be adjusted. It may need to be, carved this way, or shifted that way, but it carries life. Okay, so this idea that carries life, remember that when there are limitations, faith removes them. Faith removes limitations. Remember this when you're ready to bargain with life for whatever it is that you ask as your price for having passed this way. Remember also that the man who created the United States Steel Corporation was practically unknown at the time. He was merely Andrew Carnegie's man Friday, until he gave birth to his famous idea. After that, he quickly rose to a position of power, fame, and riches. Okay, so let's go back. I'll show you my favorite part of this chapter on faith. All right, here we go. Have faith in yourself, faith in the infinite. Before we begin, you should be reminded again that faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. The foregoing sentence is worth reading a second time, and a third, and a fourth is worth reading aloud. Faith is the starting point of all accumulation of riches. Faith is the basis of all miracles and mysteries, and all mysteries which cannot be analyzed by the rules of science. Faith is the only known antidote for failure. Faith is the element, the chemical, when mixed Prayer gives one direct communication with infinite intelligence. Faith is the element which transforms the ordinary vibration of thought created by the finite mind of man into the spiritual equivalent. Faith is the only agency through which the cosmic force of infinite intelligence can be harnessed and used by man. Every one of the foregoing statements is capable of proof! Exclamation point. It is a well-known fact, we jumped over a little bit. It is a well-known fact that one comes finally to believe whatever one repeats to oneself, whether the statement be true or false. If a man repeats a lie over and over, he will eventually accept the lie as truth. Moreover, he will believe it to be the truth. Every man is what he is because of the dominating thoughts which he permits to occupy his mind. Thoughts which a man deliberately places in his own mind and encourages with sympathy, and with which he mixes anyone or the emotions, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every movement, act, and deed. Thoughts which a man deliberately places in his own mind and encourages with sympathy, and which he mixes any one or more of the emotions, constitute the motivating forces which direct and control his every movement, act, and deed. Comes now a very significant statement of truth. Thoughts which are mixed with any of the feelings of emotions constitute a magnetic force which attracts from the vibrations of the ether other similar related thoughts. A thought thus magnetized with emotion may be compared to a seed which, when planted in fertile soil, germinates, grows, and multiplies itself over and over again until that which was originally one small seed becomes countless million seeds of the same brand. The ether is a great cosmic mass of eternal forces of vibration, hence why we bring the bass. It carries at all times the vibrations of fear, poverty, disease, failure, and misery, and vibrations of prosperity, health, success, and happiness, just as surely as it carries the sound of hundreds of orchestrations of music and hundreds of human voices, all of which maintain their own individuality and means of identification through the medium of radio. From the great storehouse of the ether, the human mind is constantly attracting vibrations which harmonize with that which dominates the human mind. Any thought, idea, plan, or purpose which one holds in one's mind, holds, just like I'm holding the space, holds in one's mind. Attracts from the vibrations of the ether a host of its relatives, adds these relatives to its own force, and grows until it becomes the dominating, motivating master of the individual in whose mind it has been housed. Now let us go back to the starting point and become informed as to how the original seed of an idea, plan, or purpose may be planted in the mind. The information is easily conveyed. Any idea, plan, or purpose may be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. This is why you're asked to write out a statement of your major purpose or definite chief aim, commit it to memory, and repeat it in audible words day after day until these vibrations of sound have reached your subconscious mind. We are what we are because of the vibrations of thought which we pick up and register through the stimuli of our daily environment. Resolve to throw off the influences of any unfortunate environment and to build your own life to order. Deal. Okay. Legend, as always. Napoleon Hill. All right. I need to tune this, but yeah. Again, we're just linking music to innovations. Why? What's the idea, the plan, the purpose? To see the innovations of our world in a musical way. There's so many incredible innovations. But how do we engage with it? Well, throughout our human history, our ancestors used music. Music, does incredible things. It's magical. And so we use music to relate to an innovation. I have a certain sound, certain musical relationship to this innovation called the Plod. That's the name of the company, but the note pen. I have a certain musical relationship with this note pen. And I link a song to it or a bass line. Hey, let's start with the bass line, shall we? Let's start with the bass line. Hey, what about this innovation, for example? Oh, I got you, Bella. Don't worry. Now, the strings, we're just going to stay on one line. See, the key is you gotta like not just play it just like, okay, I'll link something, but just like just be true. Just like, I'm grateful for this. I believe in this, and I see the purpose of this. Okay. That was cool. That was cool. That was okay. But I want to adjust it. All right, let's adjust it. That was okay. I'm actually grooving with something more like. I need to take care of this baby. This baby is coming back out. We need daily gains, daily goals, daily movement forward. Let's go. All right. Anything else? Got a few Stoic quotes locked into the Think Grow Rich. I highly recommend getting that book because we're pretty much that book is like the blueprint of our movement forward. I highly recommend getting it. Let's see. I'm just gonna crack open one of these sparkling waters. Cheers. Yeah, we're just practicing streaming, but I love the idea. Like, let's read some things. Oh, let me share some books that we have here. We got some. I already showed you the Think and Grow Rich. The Think and Grow Rich. Oh, here's one. A guy you might have heard of. The Placebo. Dr. Joe Dispenza. This one I remember reading in this Christian life school I was a part of, called More Than Meets the Eye. It was blowing my mind. At the time, I was like, there's no way. Talking about the galaxies, talking about memory. Even though we know that the brain generates both electrical and chemical activity, we still don't know precisely what thinking is, or intuition, or consciousness, or what distinguishes the mind from the brain. For example, how did Einstein's brain do it? In 1905, he was poor, unemployed, estranged from the world, rejected by Europe's academic establishment, without a country, and stung by his parents' disdain for his older Siberian wife. Oh, hold on. This is deep stuff. This is some deep stuff. Yet somehow in that one miraculous year at the age of 26. What a punk. At 26. I'm 29. Whatever. Published 5 papers that changed our fundamental understanding of physics forever. And one of these papers, dealing with such topics as time, space, light, energy, speed, relativity, and E equals mc squared, would have secured his place in history. One paper won him the Nobel Prize. How does a brain overturn firmly entrenched paradigms with impossibly complex levels of abstract thought? have nothing to do with measurable day-to-day experience. The level of genius, wrote one observer, is practically incomprehensible. Yeah, agree. All right, here's a good point. What's this tell us about the inherent capacity of the human brain, about how it learns, how it calculates, how it performs? What does this tell us about the mind of God, who designed and wired such a brain? One Indian student memorized the non-repeating number pi to 30,000 digit, only to be outdone by a Japanese man who remembered it to 42,000 digits. One German musician read an unfamiliar symphony only once before conducting it from memory later that evening. Okay, here's some. The study of how memory works is still progressing, but some factors have been clarified. Memory is not necessarily a function of study or time. Short-term memory and long-term memory are two different commodities. Emotional states and moods can greatly affect memory. Visual images and linguistic memories are stored differently. Learning and memory are highly individual experiences. Forgetting is as important as remembering. Okay, let's just show some gratitude, but also I wonder how long streams I can post on here. Otherwise, I'm gonna go all night. No, seriously. Maybe I should have streamed earlier, but at the same time, I like it. Now I can just like read, build, train, link songs to innovations. All right. What else? What are we gonna do? So we got this innovation. See, the type of streaming I want to do is like goals. Let's achieve goals together. Let's achieve goals. Okay. Why? So that when we look back on a day, we're like, wow, we achieved some goals. All right. So books, Plod AI, the Notepin, and what else? Well, it's good for accountability. I'd say if you're looking to, develop accountability, discipline, consistency, try streaming. And if you don't like want your neighborhood or your family to see everything, create a different account. Because I totally understand like you need a place to be creative to try and um like a place to try and adjust, 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 try and adjust. It's like shooting at a target. Try, adjust, adjust. Eventually you're just gonna be locked in with the bullseye and uh and you're locked in with the bullseye because of all your tries and adjust, trying and adjust. Notice how many times Michael Phelps had to, how many days, how many hours, how many bursts of energy he invested into his dream of being the best swimmer. Pretty inspiring. Try, yeah. And this is just advice to myself.
and also for others. Create something that allows you to try and adjust. That gives you the place, the space to try and adjust, to aim, shoot, and adjust, aim, shoot, and adjust. Don't worry about hitting the bullseye every time. Come on, the journey, the training, the growth, the memory, the relationship with that which what you do. Allow yourself to try and adjust, try and adjust, try and adjust. Okay. So stay sharp, everyone. Stay awesome. Drink water. Let's see. I really like this. So can I pull something up? I can. Okay. Tomorrow is July 12th. I'm looking at my calendar. Time flies, but we can still do this. So um we'll be learning a lot about the innovations of our time in a musical way. That's what F sharp is all about. So I think that's about it. I would like to just do wait a second. I can. Okay, I could just, you know, but I'd rather have like a goal path. So next time we stream, I'm gonna have all these goals lined up. I'm like, okay, I have these goals. We're gonna see how many goals we can knock out and during the stream, and then like for example, put them on these circular cards. I also like just normal size cards like these. I don't know if there's a patent on the size of cards, but I do like the size of these cards. Actually, maybe there isn't, because if Uno, well, they are a little smaller, so we'll see. But put a goal on each card and just keep going. Whether it be working out, running, jumping, reading, dancing, singing, you name it. So goals, dreams, ideas, plans. All right, we're growing together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Invite you to the next stream because here. Cool. All right. Well, my friends, stay sharp. Tune in. Share some goals. Share some goals. You'll be proud of yourself. Share some goals. Hit some goals, and we move forward together. So. All right. Some Stoic quotes. Think and grow rich. Innovations. Believe in your dreams. Forward we go. Stay sharp.